Hello everyone, I'm Miss Manor Shazli from New Generation Language School. I hope you all fine. Today we are gonna talk about Theme 2, Chapter 1, When Habitats Change. Firstly, we are gonna talk about the meaning of habitat. Habitat is the environment where plants and animals normally live. Habitat is the environment where plants and animals normally live. Habitat is the environment where plants and animals normally live. Okay. Now we are gonna talk about the important topic that we had talked about in grade 1 and 2, that is living organisms and non-living things. Living organisms and non-living things. And we said that living organisms, that's organisms that can be reproduce, can breathe, can eat, can move by itself, and can grow. Okay, and drink as well. Okay, and the non-living things can't move by itself, can't grow, can't breathe, can't eat, and can't grow, can't breathe. Okay, the living organisms such as animals and plants and people. Animals, plants, and people. Animal, plants, and people. Non-living things such as rocks, water, air, and sun. Rocks, water, air, and sun. Okay, some examples of living organisms: animals, bear, tree. Bear from animals and tree from plants. Fish from animals, grass from plants. Bird from animals and flower and from plants. Excellent. And hippo from animals. Okay. Now we are gonna talk about first habitat we had is polar habitat. The weather in the polar habitat is cold and windy. Excellent. Ice covers large areas. And the plants can grow in the polar habitat such as shrubs grown in the ground. Okay, and moss grows on rocks. Some examples of plants that can grow in polar habitat such as shrubs and moss. And we have some examples of animals that can grow in the polar habitat. Some animals that can grow in the polar habitat such as penguin and whale and polar bear. Okay, penguin, whale, and polar bear. We have other examples such as sea lion and Arctic fox. Okay. Now we will solve this question together. Complete number 1. The weather in polar habitats is space. Excellent. Cold and windy. Excellent. Number 2. Space are the plants that grow in the polar habitats. Very good. Shrubs and moss. Okay. Number 3 is one of the animals that live in polar habitat. Tell me one example. Penguins. Excellent. Penguins is one of the animals that can live in the polar habitat. Now we are gonna talk about habitat number 2. Rainforest habitat. Can you repeat after me, please? Rainforest habitat. rainforest habitat. It is a habitat which is full of trees and it's located near to the equator where it is warm. Okay? So the rainforest habitat, it is a habitat which is full of trees and it is located near to the equator where it is warm. Okay? The weather in the rainforest habitat is rainy and warm. Rainy and warm. Excellent. The plants that can grow in the rainforest habitat, such as tall trees and ground plants. Tall trees block the sunlight from reaching the ground, and ground plants with big leaves to capture the sunlight of the sun. Okay, the sunlight, to capture the sunlight. Okay, some examples of animals that can grow and live in the rainforest habitat. Number 1, frogs. Number 2, meows. Number 3, snakes. Number 4, monkeys. Frogs, meows, snakes, and monkeys. Now let's answer these questions together. Number 1, the weather in the rainforest habitat is space. Very good. Rainy and warm. Number 2, space are from the animals that live in the rainforest habitat. Very good. Frogs and snakes. Number 3 is one of the plants that grow in the rainforest habitat. Good. Very good. Tall trees or ground plants with large leaves to capture the sunlight. Now we are gonna talk about habitat number 3, grassland habitat. Okay. Grass habitat or grassland habitat, it's a habitat which has dry and flat areas of land and few trees. It's a habitat which has dry and flat areas of land and few trees. Okay. The weather in the grassland habitat is tropical grassland, and it's warm all the year. Temperature, grassland is warm in summer but cold in winter. So the weather in the grassland habitat is tropical, warm all the year, but the temperature is warm in summer and cold in winter. Plants, few trees, tall grass and bushes. Okay. A few trees, tall grass and bushes. Some examples of animals that can live in grasslands and grow: rabbits, giraffe, lion, and cheetahs. Rabbits, giraffes, lions, and cheetahs. Complete. Number 1, weather in temperature, grassland is excellent, warm in summer and very good, cold in winter. Warm in summer and cold in winter. Number 2, plants in grassland are excellent, tall grasses and tall grasses and we can see it, few trees. Excellent. Few trees and tall grasses. Excellent. I'm so proud of you. Now we are going to talk about wetland habitat. The weather in the wetland habitat is can grow at the top of under the water. Can grow at the top of or underwater. Can grow the top or underwater. Can grow at the top or under the water. Plants can grow at the top or under water. Plants can grow at the top or under water. Can grow at the top or under water. Okay. Animals that can grow at the wetland habitat. Animals that can grow at the wetland habitat, such as frogs and turtles. Frog and turtles. Okay. Now we are gonna to solve this question. Number 1, plants can live water in wetland habitat. Excellent. Can grow at the top or under the water. Can grow at the top or under the water. Plants can grow at the top or under the water. Okay. Number 2, wetland may have season of the year. Wetland may have how many seasons of the year? More than seasons of the year. Okay. Number 3, space and space can live in wetland habitats. Excellent. Frogs and turtles. Now we are gonna to solve this activity. Number 1, what is this? It is a polar bear. Excellent. The polar bear can live in which habitat? Excellent. Polar habitat. And the evidence? Very good. It is covered with white fur to keep it warm and lives in cold weather. Okay. Number 2, what is this? It is a giraffe. Okay. The giraffe can live in which habitat? Very good. Grassland habitat. And the evidence? It has long neck, so it can eat leaves from long trees. Number 3, snakes. Snakes can live in which habitat? Excellent. Rainforest habitat. And the evidence? Very good. It crawls to hunt food on dry ground and high trees and lives in hot weather. Number 4, what is this? Very good. Excellent. It's a lizard. Lizard can live in wetland habitat, and the evidence, it lives on both land and water and eats worms. Very good. I'm very proud of you. Now we are gonna to have our 4th lesson, the world's map. Firstly, we are gonna to talk about continents. What is the meaning of continents? Continents are the very large continents, areas of land that includes countries, such as Africa. Egypt is found in Africa. Asia is the largest continent. The equator divides the world in 2 hemispheres. Antarctica continent contains polar habitat. The equator through the middle of the map. Just right here. Now, what is the meaning of equator? Equator, it's an invisible line that passes through the middle of the map. It is the invisible line that passes through the middle of the map. Is the invisible line that passes through the middle of the map. Okay, the map divided the world into two halves, north and south. North and south. Okay. What is the difference between map and globe? As we see in the pictures, that is the shape of the map and that is the shape of the globe. Map has two dimensions. Two-dimensional, 2D, okay? It is a flat and represent part of the world. But the globe has three dimensions and it is a sphere. The shape of it takes the shape of a sphere and represents the whole world. The whole world. Where might the macaw live? Macaws live in rainforest habitat. We have talked about this point. The macaws live in the rainforest habitat and they make their homes in the trees and they eat nuts, fruits and insects. Okay? But true at the type of interaction. First point is macaws eat nuts, fruits and damp soil. Take your time. Excellent. Living organisms and non-living things. Living organisms and non-living things. Number 2. Plants use water, sunlight and air to make their food. Okay, you can take 2 seconds, sorry. Excellent. Living organisms and non-living things. Number 3. Macaws make their homes in trees. Excellent. 2 living organisms. 2 living organisms. Very good. Now we are gonna to talk about lesson 6. Changes in the environment. Changes in the environment. We have 4 things that can make changes in the environment. Okay. First things we are gonna talk about is flood. The effect of the flood, it has 2 effects, useful and harmful. The useful one is bring seeds and nutrients. And the harmful one is plants washed away, animals leave their habitats. Plants washed away and animals leave their habitat. Excellent. Cause of the flood is heavy rains that cover land. Heavy rains that cover land. Okay. Number 2 is fire. The cause of fire is natural or human-made. Natural from lightning or human-made fire. Natural from lightning or human-made fire. The effect of fire is useful and harmful as well. Useful, remove the dead litter, so nutrients added to the soil. Harmful, animals leave their habitats. Okay. Number 3, drought. The effect of drought. Plant can't survive. Animals move to find water and soil cracked and dry. Okay, plant can't survive. Animals move to find water and soil cracked and dry. The cause of drought: no rain or ponds. Rivers, lakes dry up. Rivers and lakes dry up. The last one that can cause changes of the environment is pollution. The effect of pollution: destroy the air and water and land in the habitats. Destroy the air, water and land in the habitats. The cause is natural and human-made as well. Natural from the volcano. Human-made or man-made from throwing trash and chemicals in water. Now, but true or false? Floods will happen when there's no rain. Take your time. False. Excellent. Pollution has useful effect. Very good. False. Fire is caused by living organisms. Very, very good. True. Some effects are useful to the environment. Super. True. Plants can survive during drought. False. Excellent. Now number 2, complete. Floods bring space to the soil. Excellent. Seeds and nutrients. Space causes natural fire. Lightning. Excellent. I'm so proud of you. Now we are gonna talk about lesson 7. Plants and animals can cause a change. Plants and animals can cause a change. Now the cause is water hyacinth. Okay. The effect is use a lot of water, prevent sunlight and oxygen to reach to the aquatic plants. Use a lot of water, prevent sunlight and oxygen to reach to the aquatic plants. Number 2, overgrazing of animals. The effect: remove plants and grass. The soil becomes hard and sandy. Now complete using the given words. Harmful: oxygen, overgrazing, goats, sunlight, water, hyacinth. Number 1, space of animals harms the soil. Excellent. Overgrazing of animals harms the soil. Number 2, water hyacinths prevent space from reaching the aquatic plants. Very good. Oxygen and sunlight. Number 3, overgrazing of what leads to removing plants? Goats. Very good. I'm so proud of you. Super. You are super students. Thank you for listening. That was our session for today. I see you later. Bye.